So, dear friends, Ubisoft is making a mobile game called Tom Clancy's Elite Squad. And I believe it is in soft launch now, because the opening trailer, or opening cinematic for the game, leaked online, and it is bad. It's very, very bad. So let's have a look why this is so bad.
The world is in an alarming state. Wars, corruption, and poverty have made it more unstable than ever. As the situation keeps worsening, anger is brewing. From between the cracks, a new threat has emerged to take advantage of escalating civil unrest. They are known as Umbra, a faceless organization that wants to build a new world order. They claim
That fist
to
look
promote
familiar?
an egalitarian utopia to gain popular support. While behind the scenes, Umbra organizes deadly terrorist attacks to generate even more chaos and weaken governments. At the cost of many innocent lives. Simultaneously, they have been hacking social media to discredit world leaders and rally people to their cause. Under immense pressure, world leaders have come together to authorize a new international cross-agency unit designed to combat Umbra. It is clear, playing by the rules will not win this fight. The leader of this unconventional squad will need to recruit elite soldiers from every corner of the world, including the criminal underworld. As commander of this unprecedented squad, we need you to put an end to Umbra's campaign of chaos. Welcome to Tom Clancy's Elite Squad.
Yeah, so... Yeah, that is really bad. That's really, really bad. So let's kind of walk through why that is so bad. So the trailer starts off by stating that the world is in a state of chaos and people are angry and tired and they want change right now, and civil unrest is escalating, and they specifically use the black fist of Black Lives Matter as the symbol for the protests. They have a poster saying "Bring the system down" with the black fist that is like this, which everyone knows. We all know that is the BLM, Black Lives Matter fist. It is very, very well known, especially now, since what has happened in the last 3 months. But then they take I think that setting in and of itself, saying there's civil unrest, people are angry, etc., etc. I don't think that is a problem in and of itself. Then they take a very dangerous turn into fascism. So they say that these protests are actually organized by a secret cabal, a small group that is working in the shadows to undermine our civilization, to destroy it from within. Now, what group of people have a theory that the current Black Lives Matter protests are actually not real, but are organized by a secret group of a certain type of people who want to take control of the world and demolish Western values, who have infiltrated their way into positions of power. What group thinks like this? Oh, yes! It's the Nazis. The Nazis think that the Jews control the world. The Nazis think that the Jews are behind orchestrating Black Lives Matter and our culture wars. That is what Nazis and fascists believe, that all of these BLM things are organized by the radical left, the radicals on the left, we're secretly pulling the strings. And this game is saying the same thing, although with slightly different names. Umbra. Yeah, that's really yikes. That's like mega yikes. Mega yikes. Like, that is very, very clearly fascist propaganda. And they're saying that they're hacking social media to undermine stuff, although their picture of hacking social media is having a social media account called Umbra, which I don't really know how that's hacking social media if you have a social media account with your name on it. And they show a post saying that's how we treat politicians, where there's a politician and I think a gun is being pointed at their head, and then they cut away. So and then, yes, as Mido is saying, the solution that they are presenting here is we need a covert military group that won't play by the rules, because they say playing by the rules will not win this fight. So we need a covert military group comprised of agents around the world who will break international and national laws in order to quell this unrest. And that is extremely fascist. Like, super, super fascist. Like, you say, like, oh yeah, we'll just make this secret organization and they'll just, they'll disappear all of this stuff that we don't like. Yikes! That's real bad. Like, this is really, really bad. So, now that we have this knowledge and this analysis, let's rewatch this trailer. So, think about what I just said about how this is fascist propaganda and apologia. And let's rewatch this trailer with that information in mind.
The world is in an alarming state. Wars, corruption, and poverty have made it more unstable than ever. As the situation keeps worsening, anger is brewing. From between the cracks, a new threat has emerged to take advantage of escalating civil unrest. They are known as Umbra, a faceless organization that wants to build a new world order.
That language is also very, very bad, because that is exactly what fascists and Nazis say, that Jewish people want to build a new world order. That is specifically what they say.
They claim to promote an egalitarian utopia to gain popular support. While behind the scenes, Umbra organizes deadly terrorist attacks to generate even more chaos and weaken governments. At the cost of many innocent lives. Simultaneously, they have been hacking...
They're hacking social media by posting on social media. Yeah, Dude of the Fist is exactly the same as BLM. Exactly the same.
Media to discredit world leaders and rally people to their cause. Under immense pressure, world leaders have come together to authorize a new international cross-agency unit designed to combat Umbra. It is clear, playing by the rules will not win this fight. The leader of this unconventional squad will need to recruit elite soldiers from every corner of the world, including the criminal underworld. As commander of this unprecedented squad, we need you to put an end to Umbra's campaign of chaos. Welcome to Tom Clancy's Elite Squad.
So do you see now how this is a very, very dangerous video to push at a time like this? So fascists use very often this narrative that the world is in chaos, the world is at the brink of destruction, everything that you love and that is dear is about to be lost because an outside group. For Nazis, it's the Jews, but it depends on which variety of fascism you are under, but there's usually always an outside group, because if this outside group is infiltrating and manipulating their way into positions of power and are causing the world to crumble by trying to get a new world order. And here specifically they show the BLM Black Fist, which, looking at the current times, it makes it very, very much fascist propaganda, saying the BLM protests are not legitimate. They are being orchestrated by a secret cabal behind the scenes. They claim to be claim to be egalitarian. They claim to want social justice and positive change, but actually they are behind everything that is bad, and we need to create a secret military group and give power to us. We need to give power to ourselves. You need to relinquish your freedoms and give them to us so that we can do whatever is necessary. And who gets to decide what's necessary? We get to decide what's necessary. So we get to do whatever we need to take care of this threat, break any laws to get this thing done, because we can't play by the rules anymore, because we can't win that way, clearly. So we need to do whatever is necessary to quell this evil cabal so that we can bring order to the world. Like, this is really, really dangerous stuff. I'm so disappointed that Ubisoft put this out. I am not surprised that Ubisoft put this out. Bravo, why is this shit other than super generic premise? So it is shit, Bravo, welcome to the stream also. Because it echoes fascist propaganda. That is why it is shit. So fascists believe that there is a secret group, a cabal, that is pulling the strings behind the disorder in the world. For Nazis, this is the Jews. And that the current state of the world is chaos and war and destruction, and it is all because of this secret group. And the only people that can stop it are the fascists themselves. And you as people need to give power and relinquish your freedoms to the fascists so they can do whatever is necessary, breaking laws all over the place, so that they can take down this secret threat. And what's specifically really, really bad, the thing that really disappoints me, is that they use the Black Lives Matter fist as part of the protest here, and they say, like, oh, well, the protests aren't actually real. They're being orchestrated by Umbra, this secret cabal. So there's such bad timing. Terrible, terrible timing. I mean, this would be bad normally, but this is so distasteful. It is so poorly timed to have something come out like this and say, actually, Black Lives Matter is being orchestrated by an evil secret group, and we need to do whatever is necessary, breaking laws, whatever we need to do to take care of it. I mean, that they pretty much narrate that this is promoting fascism. Yeah, but they definitely don't come out and say, hey, this shouldn't happen. That's not what they're saying, because the point of the game is that you lead this elite squad. You lead this elite squad with Sam Fisher, El Sueño, other characters from across Ubisoft's games to take care of Umbra. So they're not saying like, hey, this type of fascism is bad. They're just saying, hey, here's fascism, and an elite squad is good. That's what they're saying. The game is saying the solution is good. The solution is the right way to take care of this perceived threat. That's the problem. It's not criticizing fascism. It's just fascist propaganda. And then Ubisoft replied to this. It was not a good reply. This is what Ubisoft said. Imagery that appeared in the opening video sequence of Tom Clancy's Elite Squad featuring a raised fist was insensitive and harmful in both its inclusion and how it was portrayed. We have listened to and appreciate the players and the broader community who have pointed it out, and we apologize. This raised fist imagery will be removed in the next title update this Tuesday, September 1st on Android, and as soon as possible on iOS. It's as soon as possible because Apple's update review process takes a little bit longer than on Android, which there's basically almost no process. That's why. But yeah, it is that's not a good response, because the main issue is not the BLM fist. The BLM fist is really bad, but that doesn't fix the underlying fascist nature of the game. That doesn't get changed. And that really points to the problem here, that Ubisoft at the top level doesn't understand or doesn't want to understand what they are producing and what they're saying with their games. Bro, hasn't Ubisoft been protecting abusers as well? So I'm not surprised they make poor decisions. Yes, they have. Yeah. People at the very, very top of Ubisoft were known abusers, and they had been protected for years by HR, by people higher ups, by a lot of people, yes. And there was a big coming out in the beginning of July. I should cover that, but I just need to do research on it because there's a lot of stuff about it. Yes, so there have been a lot of stuff, and I'm not also surprised. So I used to work at Ubisoft for 4 years, and the people in the positions of power there, the higher ups, if we're talking about the HQ in France, they are mostly middle-aged white French men. These are the people that mostly are in the positions of power at Ubisoft. Yeah, so the people at the positions of power at Ubisoft are white, middle-aged French men who are typically going to be in a very fortunate position. And I'm not surprised that these people don't see the problem in this. It speaks to the lack of diversity at the top within Ubisoft, and it really showcases how Ubisoft uses political imagery to promote their games and to sell their games. If we look at Far Cry 5, for example, the premise was that, there's a militia that takes over small town estate that is religious, but not really Christian, but, kind of religious. But then it turned out it wasn't like that, actually. I'm not going to spoil the story, but it basically turned out that that's not the case. And then with Far Cry 6 now, they're going to have like a non-specific Latin American island country run by El Presidente, and people protesting and stuff. And The Division, you play special operatives who have to take down thugs and stuff. And their promotional art for The Division 2 was the White House burning, and they were like, there's nothing political about this. And Ubisoft always does that. They're like, our games are not political. They want to benefit from the marketing power of political messaging while not saying anything political, so that they don't offend anyone and that their games can sell to as many people as possible. So this is just more of that, and it's just taken to a more extreme state, in my opinion, and I'm really not surprised that this went through the higher-ups and everyone was okay with it. I'm not surprised at all. It's just more of the same from Ubisoft, to be honest. It's just super bad at a time like this when in the US there is high unrest. Black Lives Matter is at a peak of its movement right now, with protests happening for almost 3 months straight now in some cities. And we just had the shooting in Kenosha, Wisconsin. More people have died since then. It's just, we're in a very, very difficult place right now in the world. And to release this is so bad. Like, it's so distasteful. It promotes extremely dangerous ideologies in an environment where fascism could take root in the US. Understand that the US right now is in a proto-fascist state. It is not fully fascist, but it could turn to fascism. If Trump wins this election, it will pave the way for full-on fascism in the US. If you look at what has been happening now in the last 4 years that Trump has been in power, another 4 years will be really bad for the US. So I'm super disappointed in Ubisoft for putting this out. I would like to, however, emphasize I am not disappointed in the individual people who work at Ubisoft. So the people who make the games, I am not disappointed in them. I am disappointed in the management structure, people at the top at Ubisoft. Because I am pretty sure there were people who said, hey, this is not okay. Maybe we should change some things, and they weren't listened to. Hey there. Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you like it, please hit that thumbs up to give me a like for the video and subscribe for future videos. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below, or you can come visit my stream on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Central European Time, and I'll be answering any questions you got there and playing some games while we're at it. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye!